Good morning, everybody. My name is Justin Rogers. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in the beautiful Frederick, Colorado. Enjoying one of the last sunny days we got before it starts getting cold out. Today we're going to be doing our last 27 North. It is a 2025 27 North Venture Together. So the importance of that is it's a Mercedes 170 van that actually has 4 seats in it. So you can have 4 people buckled up safely, whereas most of your Mercedes vans are coming with 2 seats nowadays. So we'll start up front in the chassis area or in the engine area, and then the front accessories. So if you look at the front of this van, it's going to have a couple unique things to it. So you're going to already have the front bumper on it. It's going to be a light traveler's bumper. You're going to have 2 pod lights on the front. And then if you notice, you'll have this bedliner looking material all across it. So you'll have this on the front grille, the front bumper, down the sides, and on the rear bumper. 27 North refers to that as their adventure skin. So it just gives it a little bit more durability and less likely to scratch and fade out over time whenever you're in that direct light for a long period of time, or when you're actually doing off-roading like this van's built for. Underneath the hood, it's going to be the newer Mercedes chassis. So you're going to have Mercedes twin turbo 4-cylinder here, so it's going to be hooked up to a 9-speed transmission, and it'll be all-wheel drive instead of 4-wheel drive. So what that means to you is you get a few more extra inches of ground clearance, and it's all-wheel drive all the time instead of 4-low like you'd have on those Mercedes. All right. So with that being said, you'll get all of the standard Mercedes safety features. They have the upgraded headlights and upgraded windshield wipers, adaptive cruise control, active lane keeping assist, as well as the Sirius XM antenna in the top center. So they give you a lot of the good stuff that you get along with it. Starting up front, you will have aftermarket wheels and tires, so they upgrade them to BF Goodrich all-terrain tires. You'll have black aluminum wheels, and then it being 27 North, they make this van where it's completely built out from the factory. So you'll have an agile off-road suspension on all 4 corners, and you'll also have upgraded leaf springs in the rear. So it just gives you that better load carrying capacity as well as off-grid capabilities. All right, so now we'll get a little bit further back shot of it. So you'll see we have the awning extended out on here. So it's a Fiamma electric awning. You do have 2 feet you can mount to the side of the van like we have now, or you can mount them to the ground. Just gives you a little bit more height underneath that awning, as well as making it a little bit more rigid whenever you're in that windy or rainy areas. Now again, it is an awning. If it's going to be really windy, please put it away. You'll have a full-length running board on the passenger side, so you can get in from the passenger door or the big main door, and you'll also have a smaller one on the driver door. You'll also have a bug screen with a magnet in the middle, so you can just clip these down. We'll zip the edges, and then magnets will pull them apart in the center whenever you want to come in and out, so you don't have to deal with the 10 effect of zipping and unzipping these days. The big entry door in it. So it's a powered door, so it's just a matter of just pulling the handle. It'll automatically close all the way, and then the same thing when it's closed, you pull the handle and open. You do have the big bay window in it, and you also have an opening window in it. So a lot of these B vans are coming with mostly non-opening windows. So it just gives you a little bit more ventilation to take advantage of those max air fans inside. So we'll go ahead and work our way around to the back. If you want to get a closer shot in here, you can actually see the upgraded leaf springs in here, and then to the right over there, you can actually see the upgraded shock as well. So they are going to be Fox shocks on there with the agile off-road, so just a little bit more rugged and durable. On the rear of this coach, you will have a ladder to get up onto the roof if you need it. You will have a full-size spare with matching wheel and tire. And then on the bottom right corner, there's going to be an external solar port. So there's already going to be 350 watts of solar on the roof. You have space for another panel up there if you want to. And you also have the external solar port if you want to add some more suitcase solar to it. So in the back of this van, you're going to have a couple things going on here. So it's a twin bed rear bath setup. So you'll have your wet bath back here in that. It'll be 3/4 of the width of the van. You'll have a shower film to separate that from the living area. You'll have a curtain just to protect the walls of the back door. you'll have a cassette toilet. So the reason they use the cassette toilet is they hold 5 gallons and they're insulated very well. Something unique to the shower back here is you'll have a wand with a long hose extension. That way you can utilize this as an outdoor shower if you need to, and then put a little curtain rod between the doors. And then another unique thing to it is they actually build these wood platforms in-house. So whenever you're taking a shower, it starts getting hot, humid, and steamy in there, you get a little bit more of that nice natural wood smell that you'd get. On the right side in here, you're gonna have a little accessory bin that 27North sends you with. It'll have the 30 amp power cord, it'll be a smart plug. You'll have an air compressor, you'll have fresh water hose, and then you'll have a couple little accessories to get you started on there. The compartment back here has a couple little holes in it, so you can put the pegs in there to have an adjustable shelf. You'll have 12-volt power back here. You'll also have 110 power with a couple USB and USB-C plugs, and then you'll also have the electric valve for dumping the gray tank on this. So if you notice something different about the 27North compared to your other B vans, is they don't have windows in the back of the vans. They actually fill this space up with the 3M Thinsulate insulation and then put these panels over there just to tack it all up in place. And then they do put a little bit of adhesive on that insulation so it doesn't settle down over time. And it just makes it a little bit more insulated so you could go deeper into those cold season months. Okay. All right. So on the side, you can see how you utilize the ladder. Peg, step on the tire, and then actually get up on the ladder. Around the top on all 3 sides, so you have those front pod lights on the front. On the side, or the driver's side, the rear, and the passenger side, you'll have a pod light going around all of it. The lens cover that's on those is actually the red light cover, so you can have some light at night while still having a good amount of light around you without just be blaring white lights through the woods. This will be the cassette toilet that we talked about. It's nice, thick, and insulated, and it's very easily removable. So you'll have that, and it's got a little handle and some wheels, so you can go dump it in a porta potty, a toilet, anything, or an actual dump station, depending on what you need. If you want any more of these, you can buy them from us, or you can buy them online. They're not that expensive if you ever need an additional one, depending on how off-grid you're trying to go. On the side over here, you'll see more of your windows. So they did use a lot of glass on the sides of these vans. You'll see it a little bit better from the inside, and it just gives it that nice open feeling, even though it's just a 170 van. It's not the extended van either, so it feels a lot more spacious than you will get in a lot of the other vans in this market. Here's going to be the 30 amp plug. I didn't open this one, but that's going to be your city water connection and your fresh water fill. Down below is going to be where you dump your gray tank at, if you need to dump that. You'll have the small running board for the driver. In here, we'll cover a little bit of the front accessories. So this is a premium Mercedes chassis, so it's going to be treated as such and have a couple little extra amenities. You will have heated seats on it. You're going to have a heated steering wheel. You have the upgraded steering wheel that just came out with the 2025 Mercedes chassis. You'll have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and then again, 27North installs a few of these auxiliary switches down here for all your different lights on the outside. So you can just play with those, label them, and figure out which one goes to what, and just have fun with it. While we're looking at the seat right here, they actually recover all of the leather in here with cat skins. What that does is it's just a higher grade leather. They have it embroidered with 27North logo on it, and just to show it's a more premium product. All right, so now we'll work our way to the inside of the van and cover some of the unique features in there. Right here is a good spot where you can see the floor. So you'll see the textured floor. It's going to be a composite flooring. It's multiple layers of floor. They cut it to fit, set it in here, but they don't seal the edges of it. So if you ever spill anything, get anything, water, damp, or anything like that, you still retain the natural weep holes of the Mercedes van. So if it ever seeps down in the edges, back there towards the shower or anything, you don't have to worry about moisture buildup underneath the actual motorhome, because it can breathe just a little bit under there. Coming in the door, you're gonna have one of your first appliances. It's gonna be an isotherm 12-volt fridge. So you're going to have a little storage spot, a drawer, another little drawer, and then you'll have a little freezer drawer up top. So isotherm is very popular in the boat world, and some of the higher end RV manufacturers are using it, so it's nice to see that they brought that product into here. In here you're going to see a couple different things. So you'll have your fire extinguisher over here. You'll also have your heat vent. So they use the S-bar diesel heater to heat up this coach in the wintertime or whenever it's cooler. The van is insulated so well that it will cook you out of this van. A few guys at the 27North were testing it, and they brought it out there, let the van get really cold, and then put a few people in there, and the van got warmed up in about 15 minutes. So it does a very good job at keeping this coach warm and heating it up from when it's cold. You'll also get another bracket right here, so if you wanted to add another little table for the passenger when the chairs are turned around, you will have that. The controls for the diesel heater are going to be mounted in the passenger column. So a lot of your custom van builders, that's pretty much a general location on where they put it. And if you see right here, they don't put that big aluminum storage tray here, just so you get more ground clearance walking up front, because a lot of the times it's going to limit that head height to right here, and you're going to be crouching every time you go to get in the van. So they thought about doing that for the extra storage, but they just didn't go with it. Cabinetry in here, you're going to have marine-based wood for all of the cabinetry. So everything that they use in here, they kind of brought in from the boat world, and it just is meant to be long-lasting and meant to be durable in your off-road adventures. So this seat right here is going to be what makes it unique to the Venture Together. So you're going to have the little lock there. It flips down, and then you'll flip that to let the back up, and that's where you have those two additional seats. So they are 3-point seat belts. The seat itself is mounted down to the Mercedes frame, so it does follow DOT standards, and that's where you get a lot of tricky, because a lot of RVs, or a lot of seats in the RV industry aren't up to DOT spec, but it's kind of a gray area for RVs. So they just wanted to make sure that anybody that's in here is safe and buckled in properly. And it does have a little gas strut when you're flipping it up, so it makes it that much easier. All right, so the center portion of the van, you're gonna have some more appliances. So to the right of me, you're gonna have a 2-burner induction cooktop. That'll be powered through a 3,000 watt inverter. And this van is also equipped with 2 310 amp hour batteries. So you'll have a 3,000 watt inverter and 620 amp hours of lithium. And then the 350 watts of solar on roof. So there's plenty of potential for off-grid capabilities, but there is still room for expansion if you choose to upgrade this van further. On the opposite side here, you're gonna have your microwave up above. It's gonna be like a standard household microwave, just a little bit smaller than it. You can put whatever items that you want to in here. Below that's gonna be your kitchen. So they give you cutting board, sink cover to do that. They also give you the metal one, and then there's also a metal piece to sit down on the bottom of the sink if you need it that way. So I'll just set that there, put that back. Underneath the first cabinet in here, it's going to be an onboard water filter, so that's going to be tied into the plumbing system. Your fresh tank's going to be located on the driver's side, so all of your water is on this side of the coach, and then the electrical is going to be under this side of the coach. You can see here you have the big bay windows that we saw, so it just gives a lot of natural light in here. And one of the things that's cool about them is you do have the blackout shades that are built in down there. So you saw that they tuck away very nicely. You wouldn't have known that there's shades there. And then the other thing they do is they put plastic and actually finish building out the window here. So if you do set stuff here or drop stuff down here, it's not falling into the abyss like you get with a lot of other manufacturers. These wood panels right here, that's how you convert these 2 twin beds into one larger bed. It's a little tight for the video, so we won't demonstrate that, but most of you know how a twin bed setup works these days. Up above here is going to be your main set of controls. So you'll have your Victron energy display, you'll have your awning controls, you'll have your gray tank and your fresh tank sensor. You'll have a wet sound stereo system. So again, brought that in from the boat world. You can use that. You'll have 2 indoor speakers on it. Ceiling and under cabinet lights, water pump, and then exterior light controls. You have these cubbies in here. So they use the mesh here because you can put stuff in between. Like I put the covers to those panels in here. But you can also put stuff behind it. And they are removable just by undoing the little bungees. You'll have 2 of those on that side and then 2 larger ones on the passenger side. This last compartment up here is going to be where you have your plug for a little bit of 12 volt going to that fan, as well as the plug for the Starlink. So this van is equipped with Starlink. It's already mounted on the roof. So during your walkthrough, if this is the one for you, we'll help you get that set up. The fan is going to be a 12 volt fan, and it's going to have high and low and off. So again, just keep that air circulating in the van whenever you need it. You'll have a 110 outlet here. And then underneath, if you want to slide back, I'm just going to toss this cushion to the other side, and we'll get a quick glance, or just in front of me. We'll get a quick glance of what the electrical system looks like under here. So here you're going to have your 3000 watt inverter, and down mounted below that, you're going to have the rest of your electrical and your batteries. So they do a pretty good job at wiring and isolating all of the systems in here. So you'll have independent breakers. On the front of this, you'll have an inverter disconnect mounted next to the inverter, and then you also have a 12 volt disconnect right here. So if any system is failing, they put in contingencies there so you can just isolate it, kill those components, but still be able to get up and going on the road. You'll also have some more electrical under here because your converter's mounted on this side, and you can put a little bit of stuff under here, but don't consider this a whole lot of storage under here because you don't want to crowd the electrical stuff. Okay. All right, so this next side, we're just going to swing these around. It's going to be a little bit more complicated because I didn't loosen those up. It's going to be your water bay. So in your water bay, you'll have a 30-gallon fresh tank. You can actually see all your plumbing, your water filters, or your water pump is located in here. And then there's also a 110 plug in here. So we have it winterized currently. So there is a Bosch, I believe it's a Bosch 2.5 gallon electric water heater that goes in here. It's very efficient and it operates very quickly. So you will have hot water in a matter of minutes using that water heater. They took their time deciding what they did and used it accordingly. The most of your plumbing is going to be inside the van right here. So you'll have a little bit in the walls, but a lot of it's right here. And then, but on that wheel well, you can actually see more of that 3M Thinsulate and what that material actually looks like, because you get a whole lot of RV people that just tell you something, but they don't actually show you what it is. So these 2 lagoon tables, you can see they swivel, they move around. Anybody that's familiar with bikes, you know how to use these. You pull out and you can loosen stuff up just to make it move around a little bit easier. The proper way to set up this bed is you loosen both of these, you rotate this table around, and then you just let it slide down until it sits on these lips. So you would do that for both tables, and then you would use those extra wood tables or wood pieces that we saw to fill in the remaining gaps in here. You will have a smart TV. It is 110, so it does plug into an outlet, but again, this entire coach operates off of 12 volt and 110. It's essentially an all-electric coach, just like you get with a lot of our larger Class A's. There's not a propane tank, and it's not used for anything on here. Now that we're inside, I can step into the shower. So you can see the height in here. I'm only about 5'9", 5'10". I got a little bit of room. It's a van. There's not that much height in here, but they did use the recessed shower pan and stuff on top of the composite floor just so you gain a little bit more height. And then you can see the shower film on here. So again, they brought this in from the boat world. A few of the towable manufacturers and a few of our a few RV manufacturers will use this. I think they have it in like the Winnebago Navions on a couple floor plans. So if you look up in this, you're gonna have the light bars that go all the way down. You'll have them underneath the cabinets as well. Insulated ceiling in here. You will have a Dometic 12 volt AC, so that's going to run directly off the batteries and not have to run through the inverter. So just a little bit less loss and efficiency because it's not having to pass directly through the inverter. You'll have a max air fan up above here, so that again act like an attic fan in a house, just more natural airflow. That'll be it for about the inside of this fan. So the last thing that we'll cover is just some of your normal Mercedes stuff. So with this specific one, actually, oops, there we go. So with this one, you're gonna have all your touch controls down here. You're going to have all the Mercedes features up there, and you have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You'll have a digital mirror up here. So this is good for about 1 car length back. If someone's right on your butt, you're gonna wanna use the Mercedes camera. That's what's gonna show down below. That's mounted at the top of the van there, directly down, and then you'll have the other viewpoint up there so you can see further out. Up behind here, you're gonna have 3 little cubbies. So the first one is gonna have all your USB-Cs, your wireless charging, so a 12 volt plug, so if you wanna plug up any stuff in here, you can. You do have fresh air vents up here, so you're always getting a little bit of fresh air mixed in with that cool or warm air coming into the coach. On the dash itself, you'll see the upgraded steering wheel. All of the controls up here are now haptic. So you just sit there, you can touch them, you don't actually have to press them. And you'll have the adaptive cruise control over here, your push to talk on the other, and then navigating the control panel on the dash is gonna be the left one, and then for the infotainment on the right one. So down below here, you'll see your different auxiliary lights like we talked about on the outside. You'll have automatic headlights down here on the left. With this being an actual van chassis and not a converted chassis, you'll have folding mirrors and power mirrors. So you could press a button, fold in those mirrors if you're ever in those tighter areas, and then the top portion of the mirror is electric, just like you're gonna have on most of your vehicles. So one of the convenient things they do is all of their vans are meant to be 25 foot and the height 10 foot. So it is an off-road adventure vehicle. That's the whole purpose of 27North and how they build what they build. They want you to be able to go to the state parks, the national parks, and get, off the beaten path where a lot of other RVs can't go these days just because they've gotten so big. But yeah, if you have any questions about this one, feel free to contact me. My name is Justin. My cell phone is 404-936-6215, and my email is justin.rogers@transwest.com. Have a good one.